Welcome back to the Alliance for Charitable Gifting of Real Estate. I'm your host, Cami Baker, and we are speaking with David. Let me stop my thing. We are speaking with David about the conservation land and all the things that they're doing in Colorado, and how a piece of real estate that was donated has gone to help fund some really needed technology. So, David, do you even know what kind of property it was that was donated? Was it a house? Was it a piece of land? Was it commercial? Like, do you even know?
Yeah, it was. All I know is that it was a house. I never saw it or ever had anything to do with the actual property.
Great point. I love that you said that, because I know that one of the questions that nonprofits have are, well, I don't want to own somebody's, albatross that they don't want. I don't want to have to take care of some contaminated property, which is a really big misconception about it. And the fact is, you benefited, but you never even saw the property. So tell me a little bit about, how long did the whole process take? What did Bob say? Hey, I've got this piece of property. You're going to get the money. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I think the whole thing ended up taking about 3 months. I remember that Bob, expressed interest in supporting the work that we were doing to create this tool in Colorado, and he said that along with that, he was also going to be working with the Realty Gift Fund. And I love that Bob took this opportunity to both kind of help out the work that he was passionate about that we're doing, but also to really help get the word out about the Realty Gift Fund. And I think that was really visionary of him to turn this into a double win-win kind of situation there. And so I think it took about 3 months, and he had to, he wasn't able to tell us for sure how much he would be able to give us until he got the property sold, and kind of understanding how that was all going to work. And I know the Realty Gift Fund paid off his mortgage in the process too. So they were able to take the proceeds, pay off his mortgage, sell the property, and then reimburse themselves for the mortgage that they paid off. So they really helped to facilitate Bob's wishes for giving, helped to make that happen much faster, because they helped him get rid of the property that he wanted to get rid of.
You used the word visionary twice now, and I just really want to acknowledge that, because every time I'm writing a vision statement or a mission statement, including with the Alliance, visionary leaders, people who are looking outside of the box, people who don't have such blinders on that they can't be creative. And that's what Bob was, and what you guys are. So ultimately, Realty Gift Fund, you've mentioned them a couple of times. Who are they to you, and what was their part in all of this?
We interacted with Bob quite a bit in our discussions of what we were going to do, but we only interacted with Realty Gift Fund on the day that they came over to Colorado State University to meet with us to give us a check. But I've communicated with Bob a little bit, Bob Geis at Realty Gift Fund a little bit since then, to sort of communicate outreach about this really cool thing that happened. But that's about it.
Bob's property actually funded your nonprofit and 2 others. Did you know that?
Yes, I remember that being one of the reasons that he couldn't tell us exactly what our gift would be, because he had made some other commitments, and the sale price of his house was going to depend on how much could go to each one of those. So yeah, that's really cool that he parlayed that into so much giving.
Well, and the reason we're doing this interview is I really want your nonprofit friends to hear what you said. You didn't even meet these guys until they gave you a check. There was no deed signing or management or hiring the realtor or monthly expenses or none of that stuff. You just got the check along with two other nonprofits. So what again did the money go to?
The money went into our gift fund at Colorado Natural Heritage Program, and we're using it to cover um, the launch of this tool. And so there's a lot of actual staff time that's covered, both at our organization and at NatureServe, where the tool is getting built and developed. And we're also hosting working groups. We have a working group that is helping us to sort of develop the tool and chart the course for what it's going to do and how it's going to work. And so it's covering a lot of things that there was no way we were going to be able to do without Bob's gift.
Now, what is the actual mission of your organization? Do you have a mission statement?
Yeah, our mission is to to support the conservation of all of Colorado's biodiversity.
To support, that's beautiful. See,
And,
I just love that. So what else would you like for our listeners and viewers to know about the charitable gifting of real estate? Are there any nuances of it, or perhaps even putting the word out that for things that you are needing funding for, and perhaps we will find some, yeah, and you know, the thing about it is Realty Gift Fund has taught me, you're in Colorado, but there could be someone here in the Boston area, in LA, in Chicago. It doesn't matter where the property is in the country, they can facilitate and give you the money.
yep, yeah, I love that about it. Um, and I think I misstated the Realty Gift Fund person's name. His name's Bruce, I think. So Bruce was telling us that there's an incredible amount of wealth locked up in real estate, and that through this mechanism, just so much more giving can possibly happen. And that got me really excited about this idea, and how so much so much of what is really hard to get funded might start to be able to happen through the gift of real estate.
Well, some of the statistics that they have taught me as well are that every year $400 billion are donated to nonprofits in this country, and the nonprofits are 1.6 million. So 1.6 million are all struggling and vying for the attention of that 400 billion, when less than 2% comes from real estate. However, on the other side of the teeter-totter, only 10% of our wealth is in cash, but 43% is in real estate. And that's why they saw 25 years ago this big disparity in, you know, how much really could be going to the nonprofit. So I really love that our viewers and listeners are hearing that the property went to benefit 3 different nonprofits. The property owner was excited and looking for ways to support you, and he got the tax benefit of donating the property. And anyone listening that says, hey, I like what they're doing, it doesn't matter where their property is. They don't have to have a property in Colorado to support you.
Yeah. Yeah. And that the potential scope of giving, I mean, our gift, the gift from Bob, is supporting kind of real estate transactions that happen through land trusts. So his gift of land is sort of supporting that kind of enterprise, but it seems like it doesn't have to be connected to that. It can be any kind of charity that these gifts go to.
1000%. So give a little bit of a plug for your organization. We've got just about 90 seconds left. Let people know how they can find you, how they can ask you what you need support with, and maybe you'll get another piece of property just from this show.
I hope so. Yeah. Well, I'm really grateful to you for this opportunity, Cami, and anyone who's interested in what we do can find us by just searching on the internet at Colorado Natural Heritage Program. And we're a soft-funded program at Colorado State University. And we're part of a network of programs that exists throughout all of the states in the United States that are united under a nonprofit called NatureServe. So if you Google NatureServe, all is one word, you'll get access to all of the different programs like ours in each state. So if you're in a different state, you can find out what your heritage program is where you live. And we support all kinds of conservation all across Colorado. We do a lot of field work, going to find rare animals and rare plants. And if you want to come out with us on a volunteer adventure, we love to have help from volunteers. So we'd love the chance to meet you and talk with you.
That is so cool. So when people volunteer and go on your adventures, what are they typically doing on one of those?
Let's see. Last year, we took volunteers to a ranch out by Rifle, Colorado. They helped us plant some native plants along a creek on this ranch. They've gone out to places where Colorado's rarest plants live, up in the mountains and out on the plains. We go all over the place. We had 5 volunteers come to Colorado's newest state park that is going to open this year. It's called Fisher's Peak State Park. It has been called the Crazy French Ranch, and it's down by Trinidad near the New Mexico border, and it's just a completely wild, spectacular place. So the places that we go to are amazing.
Well, look at that. We got a little bit of a bonus and learning a little bit about the fun stuff that goes on out there. And I know Bruce and Jay and the Realty Gift Fund are actually in New Mexico, and I do plan on heading out that way in the next couple of months and doing some trainings and things. And when I go, I'm hoping that we will have a big gathering with all of those that they have helped and that I am helping them to gain access to. So David Anderson, thank you so much for your time, for your wisdom, for what you're doing for our planet, and for being open to sharing the gift of real estate that has been such a benefit to your organization.
Thank you, Cami. It's my pleasure. So glad to be here.
So Cami Baker, the Alliance for Charitable Gifting of Real Estate, we are on Unity Radio, 97.9 FM, WUTY FM.org, and on our Facebook group. We have shows about all kinds of stuff on Unity Radio. I was just interviewing our fearless leader and owner, Ernie Floyd, the other day, and talking about how one of the great things about Unity Radio is we are so diverse. It's not one kind of music. It's not one kind of topic. It's a little bit of everything. So thank you for participating in Unity Radio, and we will see you on the next episode. Bye-bye, everybody.